This is a bullshit alert. A bullshit alert. Still between my icons of reason and truth, the rabbit and the fly, and bullshit alert being this. I just completed a video that I called the spiritual grease monkeys. Now I'm gonna try and be very respectful here because there's no point in being antagonistic, really, ultimately, except at times my tolerance levels decrease exponentially in terms of my estimate of the value in a person and their actual, there is a resonance that people have in what they speak and what they represent. There is a resonance of truth and application for ourselves in our day-to-day lives. And as that mutates into a capitulation of some kind, which I'm going to show you now. I'm going to put on a short thing by a person that I'm picking on this man, not because I actually am fascinated by this individual. And I think what's happened with Clif, who started out with his Alta reports on the Webbots, who was reasonably good in his what are called predictions, what I now call the holier than nows. That's a whole other thing. You can go to my videos and check out the holier than now. Comes out of a Blanche comment he made on one of my, again, fabulous holier than now. Now Clif, I'm going to play this little bit, and what I believe is Clif is withdrawing into a shell. Clif was one of the people who talked about Fukushima early on. He has not mentioned Fukushima whatsoever. He's withdrawing into a shell of his intellect, of his fantasy, of his formulation. He is delusional, I believe. He's gone through a trauma with his partner, his loved one. She had a heart attack. By the way, I believe heart attacks are essentially a broken heart. Where does a broken heart come from? Your relationships need to be formed based on a kind of energy you give to each other. You cannot afford to have a broken heart when you're in a good relationship. That's my thought. I mean, there is a physical component to us as beings, obviously, but the energy that is most important is the emotional, the psychic, the love energy that creates our beings, creates our universe. The universe is a love energy. It has nothing to do with matter in that sense. And Clif is aware of this, but now he's capitulating, he's withdrawing. I think he's going through a trauma, and he may not recover from this. He's an Aikido expert. He's talking about energies that have to do with the chakras and all this. The chakras, forget the fucking chakras. This has nothing to do with that. Now, I'm going to play this little clip where I'm going to show you this guy is going fucking delusional. Listen to this.
Beginning of these wujos, my point that meditation is all of the stuff it does for you here in the materium is really cool, but those are all side effects. Those are all side benefits. The real point of meditation is to learn to store energy for after you die, because if you are able to store this energy, it's coming across from the consciousness side. After you die, you go back to the consciousness side.
Okay, I'm going to stop that right here, right now. Okay, this is the old voodoo trick of the spiritual grease monkeys, a little thing I did on my cuckoo report. They're spiritual grease monkeys. Now, this is very disturbing. I'm sorry, I have to say this, very disturbing. We're going into the what is called eternity in the afterlife, and now he's theorizing on the meaning of the universe in another dimension that he has not experienced. He has not experienced. He's theorizing, and he's making it as though it's the absolute truth. This is the truth. This is the reality of the universe. It's some kind of storing of energy based on what it is that we accomplish in our present life that we take over into the next life. I'm going to continue a little bit. This is where I break from this person. I have no more interest in this guy. He's going into the spiritual grease monkey. This is Ratzinger's department, the guy he's criticizing all the time. Now he's carrying on about this, and the whole kind of Eastern philosophy, the chakra. And I'm a great fan of Kabbalah, but not in the tradition of the Hebrew tradition. No, I'm coming at this from a completely secular point of view. Kabbalah is not a religious phenomena. It's about the now, what we are living now. But I'll go on with Clif for a minute here. Let's see what he has to say.
100%. You wake up from the flashy 22 trillion times a second, and you're back in the non-flashy, non-light world. However, you can take back with you energy. Can't take back your gold. You won't be able to take back your favorite tunes or those nice shoes you got. I can't think of their name that have that red sole on them and stuff.
You're
not going to be able to take back that fancy boat or the generators or the 22 trillion virgins or whatever.
Now he's excusing himself by saying, oh yeah, of course, I'm not talking about the physical world being transmitted over to the eternity, whatever that might mean. What the hell is he talking about? Who the hell knows what's going on? Houdini couldn't come back from the other side. Neither has he been or will be able to come back from the other side to say anything definitively where we are now. We are encapsulated. We are encapsulated in a dimension where we need to be in the now. We need to be able to accomplish our betterness, our being improved, whatever now. Not because this is the Catholics always said, oh, if you follow the 10 Commandments, you're going to go to heaven. Well, he is saying if you store the right kind of energy, you're going to be on the other side in a much better way. Let's see what else. Yeah, okay.
Where the hell they're trying to tell you that you're going to get from that perspective. None of that's going to exist. However, if you are able to take and create and store this energy in the hara, which is the center, the battery of your chakras.
Here we get into the lingo, the hara, the boudoir of the spiritualist, the spiritual grease monkey he's turning into. I don't want to talk like this, but this is so destructive. Where the hell is Fukushima in his language? We're dealing with something that is right here, right now, and he's withdrawing like a turtle into a shell. What else have you got?
Down there, then when you die, when you pass back over, you have a greater level of freedom of choice in those things that matter in that new environment.
How the fuck does he know this? Where is this coming from? Where is this extrapolation? He's taking what we're experiencing in this everythingness, and he's transposing it into a what the hell? It's yes, I can tell you. Because we cannot conceive of nothing. There is no way of doing that. There is something. We are creatures of something. We are material beings. We are spiritual beings of something. There is a something. But to extrapolate any kind of formula or come to a conclusion about what that is, this is the spiritual grease monkey syndrome. Let's see.
And there's sort of this boundary layer that you can think of as the limbo or the bardo, in which that energy can be effectively deployed.
Oh, so, man. Now we're even transitioning into Catholics. They have a limbo thing that if a baby dies without being baptized, it goes into limbo. And what the fuck does that mean? Into limbo, the bardo. He's going to come up with other explanations. Somehow, these people, they have the right, they have the right feeling about things. You know, he's exposing the Ratzinger types. He's exposing all that. Where is he on Fukushima? What the hell is he talking about now? He's decided, here's what I think, he's decided it's all going to ratchet. And it will, because people like him have decided it's going to ratchet and it's better on the other side because I'm going to gather up selfishly all my energy that I'll have available for me to make the right decision next time. Let's see what else.
Kind of like video games, and you find the magic whoozy was it, and you get an extra 10 points or whatever. I don't play games, but I know the concepts involved. And so I'm playing game now, which is reality, so I won't mess around with mind-to-mind kind of contention, which I find...
Oh, he's exposing himself again, mind-to-mind. Now, I like I say, I don't want to pick on this person. I think he's going through some very difficult times in his own situation, and everything is ratcheting up on him, and he's retreating. He's retreating into this intellect, into this mind situation. And what I'm going to say to you people, do not resort to escaping into your mind with all these explanations, because you are withdrawing from what is really important right here and right now. And to say to yourself that you can create this this bubble of existence that has nothing to do with anything whatsoever, even though it sounds perfectly plausible. What he's saying sounds perfectly plausible, but it's the archetypal turtle into a shell syndrome. He is becoming Ratzinger's follower. He's talking about the same thing that I have resisted and stood up against all the time. This projection into some other existence, into eternity. Yes, of course, eternity is fascinating. I deal with it in my paintings. I love it. But I'm not going to tell you definitively anything that's going to happen after you're dead. But he's doing it. Listen some more.
To be a lot less meaningful. But again, I understand the concept because, again, it also comes from reality. At a base level, it is quite true. If you store up all of the energy you've been, accumulating, your magic whoozy was, it says you've been going along in life, the video game here. And
you know what, people? You know the energy you're going to store up that's really meaningful is when you've done a good thing for somebody. If you've done a good thing for our environment, if you've done a good thing, if the integrity of your being, let's say, as he refers in this thing too, as a kind of a dopey individual, a thick, a slow individual. I honestly, I don't really care. I can be around a dopey, slow individual if there is, for whatever comes from that person, that is actually that something that shows me that they have a feeling for. Not just for themselves, but a feeling for something outside of themselves. This is energetic. This is a form of very important energy that he doesn't deal with. He talks about this high-minded kind of thing. We don't need to be fucking brainiacs and geniuses in order to accomplish what we need to accomplish now. And I have no doubt it will have an effect in this kind of eternity feeling, whatever it is that we're in. I don't know. This is a mystery. But to try and unravel this mystery while we're here without being connected to the thing that actually is the energy that we need to produce every day, this is irrational. This is why I went to the cuckoo report about the spiritual grease monkeys. A little bit more. Let's see.
And when you check out, you can take those high score energy tablets with you and do stuff. It is a reward. It is a earned credit, not credits, but it's an earned value that you carry with you into that next environment. And
oh my God. This sounds like a priest standing in a pulpit telling us to do whatever they want you to do. Now he's talking about chakras, and he's converted from the 10 commandments to some 7 commandments. Actually, the Sephirot, which is that two-sided, what do you call that? That Sephirot is the Jewish kind of philosophy. This is so disturbing to me. But anyway, you've converted something from the 10 commandments to the 10 Sephirot, or the 7 chakras.
And you can decide how you wish to do things. If you don't do this, if you don't meditate, if you're a sheeple, then you are bound by the wheel of karma in a very clear way that replicates the Buddhist or Jain or Brahmanistic understanding of the wheel of karma. You will have no choice. You'll have to face these particular situations in the bardo with no reserves of energy. You'll have to go along with this shit. You'll probably make bad decisions. You get
You see, he can say shit and relate to the ordinary Joe, he thinks, but just saying shit and fuck and screw and motherfucker and all this doesn't make you a person that's on my side anymore. This is where it's capitulated. He's withdrawn, and I'm not gonna be too emotional about this, because I always thought that this person had insight and understanding, and he's withdrawn into a delusion. And this is something that now, nobody's really going to listen to this guy. He gets views, even if he gets 100,000 views or whatever. So what? Big deal. Ultimately, it falls apart on the basic level of our existence with each other, and he's transferring what we experience now, just like the Catholics, the Roman Catholics, all the other religions, the Muslims with their virgins that you can fuck till till your dick falls off, whatever that is, it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. And he's going into irrelevancy. This is the 101 of existence, and that is make the world a better place while you're here. Not what you're doing now will reward you in the afterlife. Should I put on a little more? Let's see.
Back into another incarnation that won't be necessarily as pleasing as it should be. All of this based on the sticky little bits, the karmas that have accumulated to you from all of the actions that you...
Yeah, who cares when you come back as a reincarnation? What does it matter? You don't know where you were before or where you'll be after. You're here now. Whether or not you were George Soros or Kissinger or Cheney and all these disgusting retard fucks that are killing us all over the place, or whether you were the enlightened guru of whateverness. You don't know. You have no clue. What you do know is how you're behaving right here, right now. That's what you know. I don't want to listen to any more of this shit now. It's like, people, we're being attacked from all sides. From the conscious elements, the martial artist types, the religious types, the spiritualists, the physicalists, the materialists, the militarists, the bombists, the nuclearists. The attacks are everywhere without anyone coming out with that. The essence of our, the joy, the pleasure of being us means we can be of service for someone. That we have made something of ourselves in our lives that will benefit someone down the road, because we are on a bubble called the planet, and this planet has its requirements, and we need to step up. And whatever it is that takes us into another dimension is totally irrelevant as far as I'm concerned. It has no meaning whatsoever. I left that aside when I left this whole thing. I guess I was maybe 17 or 18. I tried like hell to leave this whole spiritual grease monkey shit. People having meddling with my heart, with my soul, with my mind, in order to control me into a prediction, into a world that they have no understanding. It has no relevance because they haven't been there. Like he's not been there, but he's making all these theories. People, it's ratcheting up. I don't know what it is, but it's ratcheting up. It's I'm losing everybody. I mean, I don't have many people in my life, and people even on the internet stuff, these guys are capitulating. They're withdrawing into delusional states. Maybe we're going in the center of the galaxy, and I'm trying to click my mouse to turn this off. It's been enough, huh? Has it been enough?